Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload, as you can tell by the title, we'll be talking about this large fall storm. And the threat is definitely growing for this system. It looks as if the models are becoming more and more confident and they are becoming more and more into agreement, which is something we really like to see, as that gives us, more, I guess, a better view of what's to come. So if you guys are new to this channel, hello and welcome. I do everything related with the weather, forecast the weather. I try my best. And if you would like to subscribe, check out the channel, watch the video, and see for yourself whether it's worthy. And if you are a returning viewer, liking the video would be awesome. Thank you. Alright, let's start off by looking at the Gfs forecasting model. And the Gfs at the beginning was the model that kind of was reluctant to show the storm, if you will. The European definitely did a better job, but overall still, right now they are in pretty good agreement, and I do apologize, that is my chair. Alright, so let's take a glance at this. Notice that right now, really not much going on. We do have remnants from Tropical Storm Beta across the south into the southern United States. This is really not going to do much. It's pretty much just going to dwindle as it moves further into the United States and then off into the Atlantic. Our area of interest switches to the northwest, where we see northwest and southwestern Canada, and that's where we see a good large storm system coming off the Pacific Ocean, and this thing is a beast, right? And really, there's going to be a series of these storms making their way onshore. Definitely quite a bit of rain for the northwest. But really, this rain isn't going to make its way far inland. So if you live in, Wyoming, Montana, southeastern Idaho, you may not even get anything significant out of this rain. As you can see, this quickly dwindles, but it does eventually make its way onto the eastern half of the United States, and that's where it could start becoming pretty strong with the help of some tropical moisture. Notice this is our first little storm according to the Gfs. Each model has its own little story, if you will. This model shows a relatively decent storm across in central Ontario, moving into Quebec at around the Sunday time frame. This doesn't do much, but it definitely stirs up quite a bit of moisture. Notice how all this moisture starts kind of getting attracted from the ocean. It's kind of like ants coming to sugar, seemingly out of nowhere. And then this is where things could get pretty interesting. We see a large cold front develop into a pretty strong storm system. Now this one looks pretty strong. You could see heavy rain across the northeast, a very tight spinned up system, lots of precipitation across the northern United States and southern Canada. It's you could see how strong it is, 977 of millibars. That would indicate a very strong storm. So that would mean strong winds to do with kind of as a side effect of that. So that could definitely be damaging if they occur over an extended period of time. Notice that we do see lots of rain again and a cold shot of air. So that definitely is kind of going to be the bigger concern, if you will, because, rain, strong winds, you could get through that, but if you have a garden or anything of that sort, this cold air is just going to crush a lot of these areas with very cold weather. And some of these temperatures are just going to get down to the ridiculously cold temperatures for this time of the year. You can see we get some pretty stark anomalies, and frost and freezes would be widespread. I made a separate video about that today. If you would like to check that out, you can. I won't be going in detail on the temperatures in today's video, or this video in particular. I want to look at the total accumulated precipitation and the rain side of it more. Notice we see lots of precipitation. Again, it's gonna be a little bit hit and miss. So some locations could be getting 2 to 3, while you can see right there northern Illinois maybe only getting half an inch. This is a Gfs model. It's only one model run, and it will probably still change. These are not, again, the exact amounts that you will be getting. They're still, I guess, they're still probably gonna change. That's what I want to say. Notice northwest does get rain, but it's really just secluded to Washington and Oregon and into Idaho and Montana, so not really affecting a good portion of the west, which is unfortunate. You know, we'd like to see a good portion of the western United States get hit with some rain, as you know, the wildfires and the heat really have caused some dry conditions, so some rain would be useful. Taking a look at the European model, we see that we have a pretty large, again, storm system moving in off the northwest, and there's tropical storm Beta, the remnants at least, and then you could see a bit of rain across southern Canada into this weekend. That's not really the big storm. We start seeing the energy from this beast move into the United States. You can see this one's already pretty strong, but it's still not the main event. And you can see similar agreement with the GFS. It kind of develops a cold front. The tropical moisture comes out of the ocean, if you will, and that really kind of supports this pretty strong low pressure, and again gets wrapped up, according to the European, even stronger than the GFS. Look at that, 969 millibars. That is very strong. That would be conducive of very strong winds and probably some very heavy rainfall. So this could be a very large fall storm, one we haven't seen in a while. And notice that lots of rain and quite a bit of mixing as we get into Hudson Bay and James Bay. That would produce some snow, some sleet, and with such large systems, sometimes it doesn't even have to be cold enough. The atmospheric conditions comply to produce snow even at warmer temperatures. I do apologize, the phone is ringing. Do apologize about that. It may ring a few times. Hopefully not many more times. All right, so notice as we push this forward, this storm is followed still by batches of precipitation and kind of these little clipper-like systems. But the main event would be over at that time, and I really don't want to go over the exact timing because this will still change, right? But you could see that overall the precipitation amounts look very generous, and you could see the European puts out 2 to 3 inches across the eastern United States, east coast, pretty over a large area, and then across the Midwest as well. Again, there will be a few areas where it could miss out, if you will, but this will still change, and where exactly these areas line up will still have to be determined. Notice southern Canada into Ontario, Quebec, all these large cities, they are going to definitely see the rain. Which ones are going to see more, which ones are going to see less, it all depends on how the storm sets up. At this point, it's still a bit hard to see. And just so you're wondering, this storm system has been kind of pushing itself back. So if you recall, last Monday, or Monday, really Sunday, I think I made my first video on this storm system, and it was supposed to be kind of occurring around the Saturday-Sunday time frame, and now it's supposed to be occurring around the Tuesday-Wednesday time frame. So it's kind of been pushed back, if you will, but the models have maintained the confidence. So it's kind of a weird situation where I guess they've pushed it back quite a bit, several days. And I want to show you the Europeans model run from the midnight of yesterday, or tonight, if you will. Several hours back, if you will. And I just want to run over it and show you that it's been pretty consistent. You could see pretty much identical what it's showing now. This system's a bit weaker. We have that storm that it's showing. Again, not the main event, but it does help develop this cold front right here and attract the tropical moisture, and you can see it does develop a beast of a storm. And the European actually now is even showing a slightly stronger one. This one's 970. I think this the newer model run peaks it at around 966. So you can see that definitely similar features. And the European does show a lot of cold air. If we were to look at the 2-meter temperature anomaly with the new model run, you could see that it's gonna show quite a bit of cold air. Now, up until, that storm system, it's going to be warm. In fact, it's pretty hot for fall. But once that storm system starts to crank itself, you can see we do get quite a bit of cold air, and that's definitely going to be pretty expansive. Unfortunately, the west looks to miss out on that, and it looks as if it's going to bake in the heat. You could see 20 to 25 degrees above normal, so definitely not good news for the western United States. I want to take a quick look at the Canadian model possibly and show you what that's going to look like, and we could take a glance at this. This model I usually don't like that much, if you will. It's an okay model, not the best, not the worst. Often does crazy things, but if it does agree with the other models, then that's a really good sign. And you can see it does show those two systems, not the main show again, but then it does develop that storm. So there is confidence for sure as this model agrees. And when Canadian agrees with the other models, and all three models are showing generally similar things, a similar event, that gives us a pretty good bet of seeing quite a bit of a threat for a large storm. So definitely something we'll have to watch and monitor. The storm system looks pretty large, pretty expansive, and I just want to show you the total accumulated precipitation. You could see a bit less with the Canadian, but again, this is still a developing situation. But yeah, this is the time of the year where we start seeing these fall storms. And that's basically it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all guys on the next episode. See ya. Bye.